Yo dog, Kenny Boucher here, next level painting, hitting you up on the literal best of all days, coming to you from the Beats Lab. In Hollywood, California, we're doing a quick and easy base tutorial. Big shout out to Wyatt Turk over at Jack of Clubs Painting for providing us with this epic orc that we painted live on Twitch. This is a custom build, but today we're going to be focusing on that base, courtesy of Elrik's Hobbies for providing that style. We're going to be doing this quick and easy, guys. We're not going to use the airbrush, nothing. So this goes out to all my peoples out there asking for that no airbrush style painting video. Slow Fuse Gaming on deck with this big ass bomb wick utility brush. We're going to go gangster with some metallic colors, gunmetal from the army painter. We're going to go hard in the paint. We're going to get some out in the construction paper. We're just going to dab it into our brush and we're just going to mash it into this base. Shouldn't take more than 30 seconds to complete. Scribble, 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 scratch, 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 done, right? So, all right, misspoke, whatever. Maybe it took 45 seconds. So we're just getting it laid down. We're letting it be kind of aggressive, a little streaky. Now that that's drying, we're gonna switch to the other bomb wick, the B-Dub-4. We're gonna grab some greedy gold from the army painter, and we're gonna just hit some of those pipings, some of those accents on this base. This is the steampunk base from Elrik's Hobbies. We're basically not focused on any smoothness whatsoever. It's down to be sketchy and distorted. This is basing, okay? The bases can be a little bit sloppy compared to the model. Now that's not an excuse to be lazy. It just means the focal point's the model. The base can be a little grittier, especially when you're talking about orcs. So let's just build it up real quick. Build up that greedy gold. Don't worry. We're gonna change it with some wash. Strong tone, dark tone from the army painter, proprietors of the most legendary washes in the game today. We're gonna mix this up together, build a little slurry, and we're just gonna go super aggressive. Now normally I tell you light brush pressure, you wanna be careful not to reactivate the paint. We don't care right now. If you reactivate the paint, just go with it. And just peel it up. Let it be a tear in the base, in that diamond plate. It's no big deal, guys. So we're going to town, building it up. And you can even see that it is sort of reactivating some of that paint because it didn't dry very long and it was a pretty streaky dry brush. We're just gonna let that tell the story. We're gonna just scrub it a little harder maybe in some of those sections, peel up some of the paint, let it do what it's gonna do. Let it look aggressive. I like that. This orc base, this steampunk style supports that. Got some good tears. There it is. Now the trick here though is let it dry now. Now you want this to 100% dry between coats. We're gonna grab brown. It don't matter what brown you use. We're gonna use mediocre from P3, one of my favorite colors. We're gonna mix it together. Gonna create this really deep yellow, mustard yellow color, more brown than yellow. And we're gonna quickly stripe out these barriers in the base because obviously we gotta throw some chevrons on there just to give it that style that we're looking for, that final accent. Now, whenever I do up yellow, especially with a paintbrush, you gotta build it up. Don't go straight to yellow. That's crazy talk. So now that we got that brown set up, we're gonna grab some of that mediocre, thin it down, and just do a real light glaze over the top. Very thin, but we're letting it be a little streaky. It's okay. It's a base and it's orc. We've got two excuses to be a little streaky. So basically get it all mediocre, let it dry, and then we'll do it again. You guys have seen me glaze before, but you see how fast this is, how simple this is. It's just important to make sure it's consistent, all right? It can be streaky, but don't let it be watery. Now we're gonna just keep building up the mediocre. It's gonna progressively get yellower and yellower as we do this. You can start doing fun stuff like feathering it in, getting yourself a little ghetto transition if you want. Not necessary. I think the streaks and some of the brown mixed in are gonna look really good when combined with the stark contrast of those chevrons. So, go nuts if you want. I'm not. Looking good. All right, let that dry. Hit it again. Mediocre. This is gonna start looking real yellow. You see, we're just letting it accent the edges. We're being kind of aggressive. We're not feathering it into some transition. We're letting it be abrupt, be distorted. Maybe it's been painted a few times. Maybe it's dirty. Maybe it's stained. I don't know. Not an orc. I don't know how this base is doing it. I don't know what the cleaning crew's routine maintenance schedule is. Flash gets yellow on deck right here. We're going to take some of this nice and thin, and we're going to just blend it in. Now it's going to truly be yellow. It's very thin. I mean, it looks really opaque, but it's not. As it dries, it's going to subtly match what we've already done. But this is going to give us that final electric yellow. And this is an easy way to do yellow with a paintbrush and not kill yourself. Literally nightmare. I've seen people paint it right over black paint. 1 million coats later, still black. Okay, now that we got this yellow locked in, it's go time. We're going to test out this Red Grass Games number 2. This is a brand new brush. They sent it to me to try out, so this is the first time we've ever used it. I'm going to just start sketching out some chevrons with some really thin down black. I think I'm using Thalmar black from P3. It doesn't matter. Sketch them out. Don't spend too much time on them. Just make sure your angles are right. Hold the base in the right orientation to draw straight lines. It should be pretty easy as long as you drag the brush to you. Change orientation, drag the brush to you, and you should be able to create some solid lines. They're not going to be perfect, but on this base, with a model on top of it, they're going to look fine. Same thing, we're going to do the caution chevrons going the opposite direction from the middle, and we're just going to keep working them in. Get those straight lines, rotate the base, try to drag the lines to your body, not away. Don't try to be doing a windshield wiper motion. That makes everything harder. So we're using predominantly the tip of the brush instead of the flat of the brush, kind of like a pencil, staying stable as we go. Now we're going to hit this down tick. We're going to change orientation of the angles. The arrows are now going to be pointing down. I didn't even flip a coin. I just went for it. Get these looking their best. Crisp up the lines. Anywhere they look kind of faded out, that's fine. They can stay faded out. We're going to take some of that thin down black since we still have it in the pot. We're just going to frame out the borders, add a little bit in there, maybe reinforce some of the tears that we got in the base. Just try to go with it. It's a base, it should be fun, it should be kind of grimy, should be kind of dirty if you're going with the narrative of the model that we've created. Basing is secretly easy. You don't need an airbrush to do it. You can have a lot of fun painting a lot of models with just a traditional paintbrush and the right techniques. And of course, here at Next Level Painting, this base is not done. We're going to take this base to the next level live on Twitch. I'm going to make it look just as ridiculous as the rest of this model. So disregard some of the things I just said. But hey, that's the nature of creating tutorials. We've got to create some beginners and some advanced tutorials here at Next Level Painting. Definitely play on, players. If you like these tutorials, check out Next Level Painting on Patreon. Become a patron of the arts today. We offer early and exclusive access to our videos and a rewards program for different pledge levels. Patreon is PayPal and credit card secure, so you don't have to worry about that. We use 100% of the money to improve our process.